and now you're under my control.
Oh my God.
Mike makes your day. He brings you the world, the stars and the songs. Mike makes your day. He does what you'd like to and takes you along. Mike makes your day.
None. Landed on none. What do we got next, Jules? The show does not stop here.
Well, since we were just talking about Callen, we might as well check out his new
6 hours.
scheme.
Yeah, do you want to see Bryan Callen's newest scheme? This is over the fucking hill. I've never seen anything like this. Maybe it's Spencer Gifts. I've seen a scheme like this. Bryan Callen, we all know he fell from grace. He had, Bryan Callen had over 500,000 subscribers to the Fighter and the Kid podcast. He was fired from his own show, all while claiming he's the owner of that show. And he moved to Patreon and he started a conspiracy show with Sam Tripoli. Well, over the last 3 months, the two of them have managed to lose several thousand Patreons, going from 7,486 Patreons
At the top.
to 6,000. They're in the 6,000 range right now. It's never been lower. And this is Big Daddy Callen. 6,725 Patreons split between 8 guys. Now, I heard Bryan Callen's dad is a big Richard or something like that, so he'll be set for life. Maybe that's why he's not panicking yet. But Bryan Callen continues to lower himself as far as respect goes. He started what's called the Bookless Book Club. I know that people haven't been subscribing to my Patreon. I went from 500,000 fans to merely 6,000 people, Mike included. So I know how to get them back. A Bookless Book Club. And people are going, Bookless Book Club? I don't even know what that is. Well, you're in luck. Bryan Callen is going to desperately, psychotically explain what this is. The Bookless Book Club. Bryan? Oh, hold on. He's nervous. Let's refresh him. Let's give him some sound. It's Bryan Callen.
Hey guys, guess what? I'm creating a Bookless Book Club. That's right. Why? Because people are always asking me, hey, Brian, what should I read? I want to build my information arsenal.
Really? That's what you're getting asked? I've read the comments. It all says, bro, come back. Fighter and the Kid sucks. Bro, why did you run? Bro, you rape? They don't say, hey, Bryan, can you teach us some information that you learned from a book? I've never seen that comment ever. Especially in the midst of a rape scandal where you ran away to Patreon. Nobody's asking for books. If we want to read, we'll go to the Fighter and the Kid Reddit. That's enough read. That's like the book It by Stephen King. Huge. I haven't gotten through it yet.
Lots of material.
But no one has time to read an entire book, let's be honest, because they're frankly too long. They just are. It takes the average person
This is
between
crazy.
12 and 21 hours to read a book. Now, no one has
Listen
that
to
time.
this.
Well, I do, which is why I'm going to find the best books with the best ideas, and I'm going to read them.
Does Ari Gold know you're using your time reading books and not getting back together with your wife or getting your children back together or scraping together? This is what you're doing with your time? You're reading books? Get it together. This is like when that guy was sleeping on Ari Gold's couch in the office. Remember, they had to wake him up. Marla, he was cheating on her. And Bryan Callen was on Entourage and was fired by Ari Gold. I'm not kidding.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Let's pull up the clip.
For you. And then I'm going to take the ideas
Cheers.
that I think are
You want
actually
to drink?
useful
Oh, you can't
to
drink. He's
out of
on
that
court
book, and
order.
I'm going to slip them into your brain pan. So now you can read a book without reading a book. Isn't that cool? But you can buy the book, put it up on your shelf, and say you read the book and you won't be lying. You will not be lying.
Wow.
Because I read the book, and, well, frankly, that counts.
Oh my God. Bryan Callen's Bookless Book Club. Basically, this is Cliff Notes by Bryan Callen. Now, I don't think Bryan thought this through. No one. This moved the dial lower. When the Patreon saw he was doing a book club, they said, hey, 100 to 2,000 guys, you guys want to unsubscribe? And they unsubbed. They left. The number went lower. And then I want to ask you, Bryan, did you even think this through?
I mean, people...
Hold on. Let's get his face on the screen again. Available now at bryancallen.com. The Bookless Book Club. Let's see. Hold on. Let's get a good pause on him. Did you even think this through? So, Bryan has read a bunch of books right now. She's probably got a couple in the can. You realize now you basically gave yourself schoolwork where every show you have to read a full book and tell us the most important parts of the book. Do you know how long that's going to take? Have you seen this?
Easy.
This isn't easy. You just assigned yourself one book report per week. You have to read a full... This is summer reading. I didn't even do 3 months over the summer. I didn't even do the book report. I winged it. You got to do a book report every month to people who don't want a book report. And by the way, when did a cool-ass, awesome show become, would you like to know what I thought about a book? What the fuck? Guys!
And people,
This makes We Watched look like a fucking porn.
people who want to know what books have to say just read books. It's not that
Yes.
crazy. And
Oh,
people
that's
who
the
don't-
other thing.
People who don't read books
Yeah,
don't
no
want
one
to
has
hear
interest.
about books.
If you're interested in what a book has to say, you probably read. You buy the book. I've never run into people like, I'm killing to know what's in these books. I just don't know if I'm ready to crack them open. No, if they're not reading the book, they're not interested. These things are like $7.95 tops. I mean, most books are free. We're not going to the library, not because it's out of our range. Oh, I would love to read books. I just don't want to. So I hope Bryan. And what are you going to tell us when Sam Tripoli's staring at you on Coke? You're going to tell us about a book? No, thanks. You're going to speed me through some premise of a book? This is going to be insane.
And, I mean, that takes effort.
Well, this is crazy.
Reading a book and accurately
it's a lot of work.
summarizing the ideas is a ton of fucking work. And he has to keep doing this for every episode, a new book.
They can't possibly hate me if I'm going over books. This is the worst idea. The worst idea. And I'll tell you why it's the worst idea. I mean, the numbers showed. Literally, after this announcement, he lost 100 Patreons. I'm not kidding.
Yes.
Okay, if they don't like that, what about math problems? How about a show where I do long division? No, we don't want that, you crazy psycho. So I don't know what's going on with this guy. He seems to be, he thinks scholastic stuff is going to get him in. He's probably got about a ton of guilt. And he thinks if I do this book thing, this is like good juju. No. It's stupid. It's as stupid as it gets. You're going to run out of book money.
Like, is this just born in his need to show off how intellectual
How about you
he
do a
is?
show about go raise your kids and get back with your wife, you scumbag?
Nobody wants a book read to them by a rapist.
And by the way, a divorcee. How scummy. You got 2 kids sitting there, you're throwing them around, and you're worried about a book club? Take care of your kids, you scumbag. And also, I'll box you. Any ring in this country. So disgusting. It makes Brendan Schwab doesn't even deserve to be made fun of compared to Bryan Callen.
I know Callen is so much worse than I thought.
So much worse. Brendan's out with his kid. He cured his kid's shakes.
I swear before any of this Callen stuff came out, you can find a clip on Redbar of me and Mike being like, the fighter and the kid guys got it wrong.
Yes.
They all love Callen and
Brendan
hate
Schaub.
Brendan.
So what?
Callen
Brendan
is the one
Schaub's
who
an
deserves
idiot.
it.
Who cares? Brendan Schaub's a big idiot. Bryan Callen is a conniving, lying bastard. He's bastardized his kids. And I'd like to take Bryan up for a boxing match. Anytime, any place, any arena, any studio.
Speaking of the fighter and the kid Reddit, do you want to see this cute little clip they found?
Yeah, the fighter and the kid Reddit is kind of amazing. I think they're flat out losers, but I'll tell you this, they're great at what
They've
they
got
do.
great content.
They focus on 2 people all year,
They get it done.
all day. 2 people all year, all day. That should be the Fighter and the Kid Reddit. 2 people all year, all day. It's a little psychotic. You should try to branch out to some other hosts. There are many bad ones. We know Brendan's dumb.
They kind of branched out to
did they?
Christina P for about a day.
For a
That
second.
was
They need to
interesting.
rename the Reddit. You can't just talk about one host.
But anyways,
over
they
and over.
got a lot of good info.
They got some great stuff. They're great at what they do. It's just, is what they do that great? So let's see what they got.
I like them. I appreciate them.
We like them out of fear. What's next here? Let's see what they have
it's
here.
at the
You got to
top.
promote them. You got to say, guys, the following segment was found on the Fighter and the Kid Reddit, section 1816C of the U.S. Constitution.
This post
We
is by
bow to them. Oh, they're the best. The Fighter and the Kid Reddit is if
Backstage
beige
Assault.
frequency was 12,000 people. So let's see. What do we got here?
30,000 homeless cats.
A real 30,000 people talk about Bryan Callen and him. This is incredible. Hey, you know what? What do I know?
I take what you said back. They're great.
You take what I said back. Thank you. She runs my errands. So let's see. Bryan Callen busted again.
This is just a cute little one.
Pauly Shore clip. Okay, so do we have to set this up here?
This is relating
good.
to how Bryan categorically
God.
denied that he is friends with chrisdelia at
This is
all.
crazy. Over the last 3 weeks, we've been covering this little episode that Bryan Callen's been trying to put on the media here. He came out of nowhere and he goes, listen, I don't even know chrisdelia. We're not even friends. We hung out once. And then everyone came back and they said, wait, here's 500 instances of you hanging out with chrisdelia. And he goes, okay, so maybe I hung out with him a couple of times. And it's like, why are you trying to distance yourself from him if you're both innocent non-sexualizers? Well, I didn't say that we... Okay. This gets worse. The Fighter and the Kid Reddit found it. This is the end of this saga. Bryan Callen claims he's never hung out with chrisdelia. They're not friends. Do not put us together. I don't even know why. He didn't even say, and it would make sense because that guy's a rapist. I want nothing to do with him. But he goes, Chris is innocent. I know Chris and he's innocent. We've never hung out and don't compare us. Well, why wouldn't you want to ever be known as hanging out with him if he's so good? Interesting. And then the Fighter and the Kid Reddit finds this, the smoking gun. It's enough. And I might press charges against Bryan Callen myself. Because this guy's out of line. Listen to this.
You know what's so weird about
Pauly Shore and Eric Weinstein.
Being at the comedy.
What's this guy's name again? Come on,
Eric Griffin.
Eric Griffin. I love this
Sorry.
guy. Eric Griffin, Rick Glassman's comrade, is sitting around with Pauly Shore. We all know Pauly Shore, Encino Man. Brother-in-law, I loved Pauly Shore. We should make you watch all the Pauly
Yes,
Shore
remember
movies.
you made me watch
Biodome?
Encino Man and it sucked.
He sucks. He's terrible. He's the equivalent to Steve O. It's straight up junk.
I make Mike watch my childhood movies, laughs for hours. Wow, it's the best film.
No,
we
that's
watched
not true.
Pauly Shore's Encino Man. Talk about Z.
We watched Encino Man?
Yeah, that's how
that was
boring
shot
it is that
poorly.
You don't even remember us watching it.
Listen to what, and by the way, have you ever seen a more earnest face than this? Anything that comes out of this mouth right now is true. Listen to this. Pauly Shore on Bryan. Sorry, I didn't mean that. Pauly Shore on Bryan Callen.
You know what's so weird about being at the comedy store is like seeing all these people that we see all the time. Like it goes for years now. You know, it's like years.
It'll be there longer than us.
You know, it's,
Yeah.
yeah, he'll still be there. But
think so.
But it's like I love that sort of like it's like a weird extended family. But like occasionally you get a chance to like go even a little further because as much as we know each other, a lot of people really don't know each other.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you do movies. You know, people always ask me about like, oh, what's Brendan Fraser doing? I'm like, dude, I haven't seen him since we wrapped Encino Man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, what's Stephen Baldwin? I see him sometimes.
Yeah.
People think that. People think that, you know, comedians all hang out.
Right.
You know, and we don't. Right?
No, we don't.
Some
That's what I'm
people
saying.
do. Like, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. That's
Except for Bryan Callen and chrisdelia, they always hang out.
yeah, they
What
seem to be like,
the
like legit.
Fucking Fuck! Except for Bryan Callen and chrisdelia, they always hang out. I mean, could they have not given us more of a...
I know. This is an old clip, by
Can
the
we
way.
get the Bryan Callen first clip where he goes, I never hang out. And then he just says this. I
Extended.
mean, is this assimilation?
Occasionally you get a chance to like
Hold
go.
on a second. I mean, when I heard that, Jules goes, did you hear this? And I go, I can't even. This is insane. Let's hear that again. And then we'll hear Bryan Callen again. Is this not the most incredible
Here, wait,
stuff?
let's watch Callen's clip
Yeah.
first and then watch this one
Listen
again.
to Callen. I want you to hear this stuff. You know, the homeless cats work, and I do like the homeless cats now. They have a home here.
Exactly. That's what I
They
always say. The
fucking
amount of
hate
work.
me.
I know.
They hate me. I'm a fag.
But we don't hate people just because they hate us.
Exactly.
They
No, he's great. He's
Oh my
like
God, sorry. That's
they're
them.
great. They're great. I
They're
love 'em.
great. I'm great. Looks like we're all getting along.
They're
now.
huge. I'm huge.
They're huge. I'm huge. Me and Jesse PS are friends now because of Mersh.
Is that true?
Well, you know what? You'd hope so. You'd hope Jesse would have some sense and go,
No, he's too bitchy.
you'd hope he'd go, you know what? It's a good concept. Let's get together. Let's end this Mersh.
Jesse, team up with us or we will accuse you of stealing Mersh as a fool from us.
There you go.
And copyright
That'll
strike
get him.
you.
He won't. He's very tough to get through to. I would, let's try it again. Let's be a little softer.
Okay.
Jesse, we think you should work with us because we think you can teach us a thing or
Yes.
two about how to deal with Mersh, and we want to help you
You succeed.
take down Mersh and maybe give you even that. He's coming up with a way to dispel it. It's a mess. Let's watch this. Bryan Callen, this is his original statement, and he's been debunked by Snopes so many times. Listen to this.
no, he's great. He's like he's a pure comedian.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I'm so old that I'd come in and out.
Yeah, that's how you do.
That's like with Delia. Like people thought I hung out with Chris all the time.
People thought I hung out with Chris all the time. Look at this asshole, by the way. If someone's looking at you like this, they're either hungry or crazy. Don't let another man look at you like this.
You don't want to be able to tell that someone's on coke from a still image.
Yes. If I could tell you don't deserve to have a son, you're on coke. And then look at this guy. Body language experts all over the world are coming to me going, Mike, why isn't he in jail? Do you see this? This is the face of a man who could have done what they said he'd done. That's the face. Listen to what they say.
On the outside of, I never hung out with Chris once.
Yeah.
I had dinner
I never hung out with Chris once. I can't believe my fucking eyes when I see it. And I usually can't believe my eyes. I hate my eyes. They're too skinny. But now I believe my eyes less than I believe Kumia. So they're at a bad place. Listen to this.
with Chris exactly one time at Swingers at 11 at night, but I never spent time socially with Chris, or anybody. I'm
I just
too
don't
old.
think that exists at a certain.
Gulp. Usually when somebody gulps after a statement, it's to swallow the lie. All right, just remember that. And now let's go. No one is real friends at the Comedy Store except for Bryan Callen and chrisdelia. Oh, but Mike, who's saying it? I don't know. Movies, Pauly Shore. But what's Pauly Shore got to do with the Comedy Store? I don't know. His mother, Mitzi Shore, was the owner! So, Pauly?
And we don't, right?
No, we don't.
Some
That's what I'm
people
saying.
do, like, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. That's
Except for Bryan Callen and chrisdelia, they always hang out.
yeah,
Oh.
they seem to be like
like-
genuine friends.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then Eric Griffin with the yeah, they're genuine friends. Bryan, I am so fucking mad, Bryan. Does this look? And this was shot before the lie.
Yes, this is from like 2 years ago.
No agenda. Oh, look who's back here. The ghost of comedy past. So, yeah, Griffin, and I mean, come on, this isn't. Well, I can tell you what they mean right now. No one seemed like better friends because we were. Because you were what? Both Me Tooers? Is that why? You're the same as what people are saying. That's what you've been trying to get out of. I'm fed up.
Times.
Yeah.
People think that. People think that, comedians all hang out.
Right.
And we don't. Right?
No, we don't.
Some
That's what I'm
people
saying.
do, like, you know what I mean?
No, that's what I mean. That's
Except for Bryan Callen and chrisdelia, they always hang out.
yeah, they seem to be like genuine friends.
Oh my god.
But that's what's great. Like I feel like I've made some of my best friends of my life. Like
That's friends of your
See,
life.
babe, we never would have seen this clip without
Wait
the
a
Fighter and
minute.
the Kid Reddit.
I don't know if
say
this is
thanks
Pauly
to
Shore.
them.
This could be Greg Paul. Pull up a picture of Greg Paul, Logan Paul's pops. Same fucking guy here. That could be just Greg Paul, so maybe this is a cover. We'll find out in a second here. Shitting with grip. I like Eric Griffin. Is he half black? Here, look at this. Same fucking guy here. Look at that. This?
you know what's so weird about being at the Comedy Store is like
Sorry. It's
seeing
over.
all
You
these
saw,
people that
you
we
saw,
see
you
all the
saw,
time.
you
Like,
saw.
it goes
Everybody
through-
saw, everybody saw. It's over. Only Melton does stuff twice. Learn from it,
I
Mike.
like how
Learn
the
from it.
Rogan screen keeps popping back up.
Well, I thought that was cool. Like anytime. Check this out. Hey!